Again, as usual, this Tuesday morning session, we'll just go through the market first, see what the market has in store for us, and then following that will be questions and answers, and time to answer any questions you have, any problems you have. And like I said, once I've analyzed the markets and we've discussed the markets for today, if you have to go off to work or to your business or you have other things to do, you're welcome to log off and get on with your day. But if you have any questions, issues, or problems, you can stay behind and ask all your questions and problems. Like I said, the session can either last 10 minutes or 1 hour. It all depends on whether you have questions or issues or not. Obviously, the assessment itself will be short, and then afterwards, how long it takes afterwards will just depend on if anyone has questions, issues, or problems with trading. Okay, so as usual, we start off looking at the economic calendar. Let me bring that up. So today is Tuesday, the 24th of November. And again, always make sure you're using the correct time zone. I'm obviously in Rwanda, so the time zone is GMT +2. So all the times I'll be quoting during the presentation will be GMT +2 times. So today is Tuesday, the 24th of November. And of course, the main market we're looking at is the Euro-US dollar. So we're looking for reports of high importance that could affect the Euro or the US dollar, and also note reports of medium importance. So let's have a look. So you can see here at 9 o'clock Rwandan time, which is 8 o'clock Nigerian time, and that's 7 o'clock UK time. But I'm not going to keep doing that. Let me just stick to Rwandan time. You guys can figure out your time zones for wherever you are in the world. But at 9 o'clock, which is okay, actually just in an hour's time. So in an hour's time, we have the GDP growth rate due out from Germany, which is a report of extremely high importance because obviously we know GDP is one of the major reports. I mean, the four major reports are GDP, gross domestic product, inflation rate, unemployment, and interest rates. So those four reports are always of extremely high importance. So this is coming out of Germany at 9, and of course we know Germany is the major powerhouse in the European zone or the Euro area. So obviously that would have an impact on the Euro. So that's the first report of high importance due out today at 9. You could just completely ignore reports of low importance. Then at 11 o'clock, again Rwandan time, again out of Germany, another report of high importance, which is the IFO Business Climate Report. Again, we can ignore the low reports. We can ignore Mexico. You just ignore Japan. At 3, you have a report of medium importance from the Bundesbank Modera speech. But again, it's a speech, it's not an announcement, it's not an economic policy announcement or report. It's just a speech. But just to note that at 3, but that would affect us trading. Ignore the low reports of low importance. Then at 4, the Euro area, you have the ECB President, Christine Lagarde. She's speaking. Again, it's just a speech. It's just because obviously the weight of these people's positions, that's why they just make a note of it. That because obviously the US Fed chairman, the Bank of England governor, the ECB president, all this, people with very important posts to do with the financial markets and the banking industry, when they speak, people have to take notice. But again, because they know their words can shake the markets and cause problems in the markets, when they're making speeches like this, they're very, very guarded with their words and extremely vague. So, usually nothing happens because they're very responsible people. They know the implications and the consequences of their words. So it's just a speech, but again, because of the nature of their positions. That's why it's noted on the economic calendar, and that's why it's classed as medium. Because like I say, it's just a speech. It's not an economic announcement. They're not reporting on policy or whatever. It's just a speech. So again, that's unlikely to affect the market. Same time at 4, again, the United States, the house price index, as a report of medium importance, but anything to do with the housing market is good to note that. So it'll be good to check the markets or your trades around that time at 4 p.m. Rwandan time. And then at 5 o'clock Rwandan time, the report of high importance, the CB Consumer Confidence Report out of United States. That's a report of high importance. And again, ignore the low. Again, you can see the Fed bullets. Again, that's just a speech from the US Fed. Again, it's all just speeches, so you can ignore them. And then all these low reports. And of course, it's gone past the time of the day. Okay, so today we have 3 reports of high importance today. So we have one at 9 o'clock, due out of Germany, one at 11 o'clock, again due out of Germany, and the last one at 5 o'clock, due out of the United States. So again, this is where every day you have to take each day on its own merit as a trader and decide what you're going to do based on what you see on that day. Of course, let me actually add a few things to it before we settle on today. Number one, tomorrow, again, like I say, it's always good to look at the rest of the week when you're trading to see what else is coming up. And then tomorrow we know, well, I'm not sure if you know, but tomorrow, Wednesday the 25th, we have a report of extremely high importance coming up tomorrow evening, which is the US FOMC minutes. FOMC stands for Federal Open Market Committee minutes. This is a report of extremely high importance. This is the minutes of the meeting where they decided the US interest rates. So that's going to have a huge impact on the market tomorrow evening. And again, because it's due out from the United States, that would affect, the entire global markets. And of course, everybody knows this report is coming out tomorrow. So again, that could impact us trading today, because there's a possibility the markets could trend sideways all the way till tomorrow evening because of this US FOMC report coming out tomorrow evening. So again, that's why it's good to check the rest of the week to see what's happening. Of course, Thursday, we know it's Thanksgiving Day. So there's a public holiday in the USA on Thursday. So of course, there'll be no trading at all on Thursday. Thursday is Thanksgiving. I just went on to the next 7 days. Where is it? So yeah, Thursday the 26th, is Thanksgiving Day in the United States, public holiday. So we're just going to completely avoid trading on Thursday, the 26th. And then Friday the 27th, nothing much on Friday. So the major report for this week is the FOMC report tomorrow evening from the United States. That's a report of extremely high importance, and that could make the market trend sideways today and tomorrow up to the report tomorrow evening. Then, of course, we know about the uncertainty in the markets to do with the US presidential election outcome, but things seem to slowly be coming together. You can see Trump administration has given Biden approval to begin the official transition process. So that's a sign that, there's a resolution is coming soon. So things will soon hopefully settle. But that's always been a cause of uncertainty in the markets. But it looks like people are coming to their senses now. But we'll see. Until it's 100% official, you never know, especially with Trump. And of course, we know about the COVID vaccine. We've got a couple of pharmaceutical companies now that have been showing very promising results with their vaccine. But again, that's just a promise for now. They still have to go through the process of testing it, seeing the efficacy on live human beings. And then, so it's not probably till next year before it's rolled out. And then, so we'll see. But that's good news anyway. So If in view of all that, so again, that's why it's important to take everything into consideration before you then decide to trade. So we have the background issue of the uncertainty with the US presidential outcome. We have the US FOMC minutes coming out tomorrow evening. So when you combine all these factors, one has to be extremely careful trading today, because number one, we still have the uncertainty with the US elections, and number two, we have the FOMC report tomorrow. So basically, we're going to be extremely cautious today, and as usual, due to those factors, I will only be having one live attempt at the market today. I'll be having only one live attempt. So the next question now is, when do I have that one live attempt at the market? Because we have 3 reports due out today. One at 9 from Germany, one at 11, excuse me, and then the last one at 5. So again, we now have to look at these 3 reports and weigh up the importance of these 3 reports. Because you can see this is the GDP growth rate due out of Germany. Then we have the IFO business climate. And then lastly, the CB consumer confidence. Of course, like I said, I always say if you're new to trading, it's best you read about these reports, what they mean. Of course, you can Google it if it's not there. So if just like in this case where the report is not there, you can just go to Google and Google it and then read about it. So like I said, it's always important to have an idea of what this report's about. So looking at these 3 reports, obviously, the one that is most important today is the GDP growth rate. That's extremely more important than the other 2 reports of high importance throughout today. So in view of that, obviously, I'm not going to trade prior to this report at 9, which is in about 50 minutes time. So I'm not going to place any pending orders now, but just before 9, I'll reassess the market again and place my pending orders just before this report. Because if any of these reports are going to move the markets today, it will probably be this report at 9 o'clock, because this GDP growth rate report is extremely more important than the other ones. So that's when I would choose to start trading. And again, I'm only going to have one live attempt at the market today. So again, it's about making your trading decisions based on all the factors you have for that day. Because again, on another day, you might find that actually, I think I saw something. Oh, okay, we already said it anyway. Well, tomorrow is an example of the opposite of what we're doing today. Because tomorrow, you can see you have this durable goods orders and the GDP growth rate from the United States at 3:30. So, and then you have this Michigan consumer sentiment, PCE price index at 5 o'clock. And then finally, you have the US FOMC minutes. So complete opposite like today or tomorrow, this is the most important report for tomorrow. So tomorrow, we'll definitely be avoiding trading prior to this last report at 9 p.m. Rwandan time. So again, that's why I say every day you take each day on its own merit. So like today, when is the first report of high importance today is the most important report today. So that's why I'll be placing my orders just before this first report of high importance, because this first report of high importance is extremely more important than all the rest. Whereas tomorrow is completely the opposite. Tomorrow, despite the fact you have the US GDP growth rate and all these other reports, but tomorrow, the FOMC minutes report at 9 p.m. Rwandan time tomorrow is the most important report tomorrow. Hence, tomorrow I will not be trading or placing any orders prior to this last report of high importance. So again, that's the thing about trading. You just have to take each day on its own merit, putting all the factors, excuse me, taking all the factors into consideration and then deciding when you trade, what time you trade, how many attempts you make that day and all that. So today, in view of everything I've said, I'm just going to have one live attempt, and I'll place my pending orders just before this report at 9 p.m. in about 45 minutes. So let's go to the chart. We'll just quickly start with the swing trading because that's quite easy because it's still trending sideways. So this is the daily time frame. We can see the market is still trending sideways. Hopefully, once this US election stuff is settled, the market might start to move and we might start to see swing trading opportunities. But at the moment, and again, for quite a long time now, we haven't had any opportunity to place a swing trade order because the market is trending sideways. You can still see trending sideways between those two white lines. So no swing trading opportunities. So go to M5, our day trading. So we can see yesterday where the market had a sharp fall following the report of high importance from the US yesterday, which we missed out on. Well, I missed out on that. So that was a sharp fall, went all the way down and got to that low point and then started to go back up. And then now it's just going sideways. And of course, you can see it's crisscrossed the pivot point at this time. So at this time, this is currently the highest point of the sideways trend, and that's the lowest point there. So the low, looking at the data window, the low there is 1.1834. 1834. So that's the low, that's the high there. That's 1855. That's the highest point. And you can see the pivot point is currently right bang within the sideways trend. But like I said, we're not placing any pending orders now. But obviously we can see R1 is clearly way out from the sideways trend and S12 is way out from the sideways trend. So if you come close to 9 p.m., the market is still trending sideways, then I'll place a pending buy order just above R1 and a pending sell order just below S1. And then like I said, if the market takes the buy order first, I will delete the sell order and just concentrate on the buy order, and that will be my only trade for the day. If it takes the sell order first, then I'll delete the buy order, and that will be my only trade for today. Obviously, we just keep trending sideways all day and it doesn't take any of those orders, then I'll delete it at about 6 o'clock London time. So that's the plan for today. As usual, I'll post the recording on the platform. And of course, what I decide to do just before the report at 9, I will also post that on the platform. Okay, any questions? If you have any questions, you can either send your question through the chat box or you can... Oh, Bola. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. 2 questions. I hope I remember my first question. So my first question is about tomorrow, where you have the report coming out in the evening at 7. The report of high importance coming out tomorrow at 7. So what you said was that you would, most likely, you would not trade until very close to when that report is coming out at 7. I can't remember if you said 7 p.m. Is that 7 p.m. Rwandan time? No,
actually, it's actually 7 p.m. UK time. It's 9 p.m.
Right.
It's 9 p.m. my time, 9 p.m. Rwandan time. So if you
okay, right.
So you can say it's 21:00 hours. So it's 9 p.m. Rwandan time.
So 7 p.m. our time, which means that the markets would have been closed by then. So I'm just asking the question is, what is the merit in placing a pending trade when the markets have actually closed, when we know that that the numbers in the market that can influence the market are quite low?
Okay. Let me see if I can get you to answer the question. Again, before I forget, like I said, for those who need to log off, go to work and get on their day, please feel free to go. Like I said, I've dedicated this time to asked to take my time and answer as many questions as possible, even if it takes us an hour. But like I said, if you need to get off to start your day, by all means, to log off. Now, Bola, I'm going to see if I can get you to answer the question yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So you said the markets are closed.
Yeah, it's
And
7. Yeah.
yes,
So
and
the
you
main,
said yes.
yeah.
Are you saying that there's reduced activity in the market? So what's the point?
Yes.
Okay, so try and think about it.
The only thing that I can think of is that because it's a report of high importance, very important report. So whatever outcome from that report could cause some activity in the market. So it could spur on some. So even though the numbers in the market, the people trading at that time might be reduced, but that's not to say that that report couldn't influence the market, whether positively or negatively.
Okay,
And
but hold on. Let's take what you said a bit further. You said people won't be. Who are the people who won't be there?
well, I mean, when we talk about trading, from what you've said and from what I
Yes.
understand it to be, is that we have the huge organizations like the banks, etc., so that trade volumes. And
Yeah.
so from 5 o'clock, from 5 p.m. UK time, they tend to switch out. Basically, they've done their trading for the day. They're looking to another day, and then after that, you potentially have other lesser organizations.
Yeah, but let's still stick with us individuals. Because yes, you're right. I said of about 6 p.m. the market starts to wind down towards 9 p.m. London time when the US market closes. And like you correctly said, these big institutional traders, once they get out of the markets, the volume goes down. Now, do you think those big institutional traders will ignore this report at 9 p.m.?
Okay. No, probably not, because they have well, I say probably not. I don't think so, because obviously they have huge volumes of money, like you rightly pointed, billions, trillions in some cases riding on it. So they will be very much okay. So it's a very important report. So sometimes, although we say these things, what you're saying is that each situation still needs to be looked at on its own merit.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to get you to figure it out yourself. Instead of me just giving you the answer, because you've just hit the nail on the head. So, like you rightly said, every day, everything you need to take it on its own merit, and by the time you rationalize it, which you did perfectly, then you understand why we two are trading. Because yes, these guys, they're not going to ignore that report.
Okay, so that makes sense. That, I guess what I'm learning from this is that although you've taught us the theoretical side, the practical side is really you have to think about, okay, this is the theory, but actually in practice,
Exactly. Well done. Exactly.
Okay.
And that's why I said this is where the practice comes in, because yes, every day is different. In fact, just like I said during the presentation, I told you wait till the last report of high importance before you trade.
Yeah.
But you can see today I'm trading with the first report of high importance.
Yeah. So it's about it's beginning to, I can see that. I can understand the logic of that. So basically each day is a new day, but still you have to be aware of other factors that can still impact that new day. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why, like you rightly said, I said what I've just taught you is the theory, but the real crux of the matter now is how you apply that theory on a practical basis. And the good thing is that as you start to apply the theory in the practical basis, like tomorrow, you begin to understand better. Because like you just said now, when you begin to understand why the market trends sideways between 9 p.m. and midnight every day, but again, it's real people trading these markets. So when you begin to think of the scenario, think of the situation, then you begin to think, okay, yes, normally, yes, you won't be trading at 7 p.m. in the evening. But in this scenario, because of what's happening, things will obviously be different. And also, let me actually take it a bit further, Bola. So tomorrow, we've already established why you trade at 7 p.m. UK time with this US report. But how long would you trade for?
How long would I, 7 p.m.? How long would I trade for? I would, but then again, I would end my pending trade around 11:55 p.m. because again, from my understanding, come 12 o'clock, it's almost like the markets reset themselves. So, and if it's a pending trade and it's not a live trade, there's no point from me just leaving it hanging. So I should have an end time. So I would end it with my knowledge that I have right now. I would end it at, say, at 11:55 p.m.
Okay. All right. Try and think of it again. Again, I'm trying to force you to think. So the report comes out at 7 p.m. US time, yes?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yes.
7 p.m. UK time.
UK time, yes, yes.
And then the markets, all the global stock exchanges close at 9 p.m. UK time.
Oh,
So,
yeah. So, yeah, that's another thing I really, really need to be aware of. Yeah, they're closed from, yeah. So I would end it, I would end my pending from 8:55 really, or 8:55.
exactly. So you can see now is again, that's another situation where you still have to combine all that knowledge you have. So, because usually, okay, let me give you what really happens. Because usually everybody waits for that report at 7 London time. Now, if the market is going to react to that report, which is what people are waiting to see and profit off of, it will usually react within 30 minutes.
Okay.
It will usually react within 30 minutes. I mean, yesterday is a good example. I mean, yesterday you can see how the market reacted to the report that came out, and this happened.
Mm-hmm.
The report came out at. It happened immediately. The report came out. It fell. So usually, if the market is going to react to a report of that high importance, it usually does within 5 to 10 minutes. You will see a huge reaction. So usually, again, this just comes from experience. Usually after 30 minutes, if nothing has happened, nothing is going to happen.
Okay.
And again, judging by the time of the day, so the report comes out at 7. If by 7:30 nothing has happened, then the market will start to wind down like it normally does between that 7:30 and 9, and it starts to trend sideways. So usually on days like tomorrow, yes, I will place my order just before the report at 7 London time, but by 7:30 nothing has happened or my order hasn't been taken, I'll just delete it. But you saying 8:15 is still not bad. It's much better than midnight you were saying before.
Yeah, I think I missed that. And I'm actually writing it down now. It's a key point for me. Always to remember that the markets close at 9. So really,
exactly. Although let's be more specific. It's the global stock markets that close at 9. Global stock markets. The currency market is still, on. The currency market doesn't close. The currency market itself is open from Sunday nights all the way to Friday night. It doesn't close. But because it's real people trading it too, and like we said earlier, is because most of the institutional traders, they trade within the stock market opening times. They go home and they leave. And when they are gone, there's reduced activity in the market. So although there is reduced activity in the markets because these guys have gone, it doesn't mean the currency market itself is closed.
Okay.
So you can still trade the currency market, but it makes no sense trading it because there's reduced volume and it's trending sideways between that time. So just to be more specific, it's the global stock markets that are closed.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Pleasure. So yeah, you can now see why, like you rightly said, this is where the practice comes in, trying to apply everything because you can see everything we've applied now is what you've learned, but it's the application. It's the application now on a real life scenario that makes a difference.
Yep, that definitely makes sense. And then my second question is, I've placed my first demo trade yesterday, but I didn't quite understand in totality what I was doing. The sense that how will you know when your trade? I know that there's that little bar at the bottom of the screen. Is that where you will pick up when so you can tell when your pending trade is live? But how will you actually know when that your trade has been taken or you've made your money? Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
I've not
Uh,
seen that
let
happen.
me
Yeah.
let me go to the demo so I don't mess around with. This is a live account I'm showing you, so let me quickly switch. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into the market. So, okay, let me do two things. Okay, let me just do two things quickly. Right, so I'm going to place a pending order and I'm going to place a live trade. And then you see, so with a live trade, let me just go and I'm just going to jump into the market. So you can see I'm now in a live trade. Yeah. So once you're in a live trade, you can see it on your terminal there. You can see
Yep.
It tells you the buy order. It tells you the contract size, how much you're risking per pip. It gives you the market, the price that you entered the market. So it shows me I entered the market at 1.1856. Of course, I haven't yet I won't apply the stop loss or take profit yet. And this is now the current market price. That's why you can see it's moving up and down. And then you get your profit and loss here. So that's your live trade. Now, with the pending order, let me just place one quickly below the pivot point. So 1.1837, 1.1857. Oops, it should be sell, not. Okay, so you can now see the pending order here. Like you can see, obviously it's pending, so you don't see any profit and loss next to it. That's just a pending order. Now, of course, if the market falls and takes this sell order, you will now see it under the live trade part. You will now see where you're either making money or losing money there. Are you following so far, Bola?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if the market falls, breaks the pivot point and takes the sell order, I will now see it under the live part. I'll be seeing how much I'm making or losing. And you will see it will disappear. It will disappear from here.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
So the market takes it, it will disappear from here and come under here.
Come up there. Okay.
Yeah, and then you now be seeing whether you're making money or losing money.
Okay.
Now, once your trade, look at this balance here, is 9112.88, isn't that right?
Yes, it is.
So it's 9112.88.
Yep.
Okay. So you can see that balance there. Obviously, it's not going to change while this trade is still live. But once this trade is once it takes your 20 pips stop loss or your 60 pips profit limit, or once that trade is closed, I'm going to close the order, you will see that, watch the balance, because you can see I'm now losing 2 minus 2. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, minus 2.25. Yep.
You can now see what's the balance?
0. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. The balance is 9110.25.
So you can see it's taking out that £2 loss that I had. It's now taking it out from my account balance.
So one has to be mindful of that. Wow.
Yeah.
So you can't just be opening and closing your orders like you have to. Okay.
Yeah. So everything you do is shown on this terminal. So yes, if you lose 10 pips and you're doing like if you lose 20 pips and you're doing the 50 pip per pip, then you see £10 will be deducted from your balance. If you made £30 or you made 60 pips and £30, you'll see £30 added to your balance. But while the trade is live, it won't change until that trade is closed.
And does that trade, when you lose using the example of the 20 pips, and if it's 10p per pip, once you lose that amount, will it and you're live, well, sorry, if you're pending and you lose that amount, will it just take you out and it will stop trading on your behalf, or will it continue?
No, I mean, you saw what happened. Now that I've been out of that trade, you can see there's no trade there now.
But you took yourself out though. You closed
No,
it.
no,
It wasn't.
it's the same thing that happens. So once the market takes your stop loss, it closes your trade. That's it.
That's what I want. That's what I wanted to know. That's fine. So it will close you out.
Yeah, exactly.
And what about? But will it do the same for your profit though? Because I remember
you exactly. Yes, it does the same.
Okay. So you don't need to worry about going, because I guess that's why it's called stop. So basically what you're telling the market is, stop me at this point, take me out at, whether it's a loss or a gain, but take me out at this point.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter whether it's pending or live.
No, that's just for the live.
That's just for the live.
For the pending. For the pending, we told you that's where you can set it to expire at 6 o'clock if the market doesn't take it.
Okay, so once the market, I got you. So once the market takes your pending, then you go live. So basically what you're trying to do is that it's almost like an alarm clock, not alarm clock. Once the stock market hits a specific level, put me into sorry, not the stock market. Once the Forex hits a certain level, put me in. And once I'm in, if I lose at this level, take me out. And if I gain at this level, take me out. Okay, so it's 2 stages.
Yeah, but like you said, let's just add to that stage. You're also saying when you actually place the ticket, that if the market doesn't take your pending order at all, you can then set that order to expire at about 6 o'clock UK time.
Okay.
To automatically just delete your pending order. Obviously, you can manually delete it. You can which is what I tend to do anyway. So you can manually delete it, but if you think you might forget, then when you set the pending order, then set it to expire at 18:00 hours.
Okay.
At 6. So that way that if you forget, if the market doesn't take your pending order by 6 o'clock, the platform will automatically delete it.
Okay, fantastic.
So again, just like tomorrow, like you said, tomorrow, that's another good example. If you say, okay, I want to trade around that 7 o'clock London time, that report coming out, but if the market doesn't take it by 7:30 to delete it, then you can actually set that at 19:30. So that you're just saying yourself, okay, if the market doesn't take that order at that time, you can then delete it. So again, this is what you can do for the pending order to automatically delete it at the time you want it to be deleted if the market doesn't take it.
Okay, lovely. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Any more questions? Any more questions, comments before we all go for breakfast? Okay. So, like I said, the recording will be posted on the platform once it's been processed, so you'll be notified when it's posted on the platform. And then also, like I said, well, we'll have we have only 20 minutes to the reports, so I'll also post what I plan to do. Well, it's pretty obvious what I'm going to do. Let me go back to the live account because so going back to the live account, we can see it's still sort of trending sideways. So, and it's 20 minutes before the report comes out. So I most likely will be placing a pending buy order just above R1 and a pending sell order just below S1 about 5 minutes to the time the report comes out. But I'll post that on the platform too. Okay, so since there are no questions, I wish you all a very good day. Enjoy your day, enjoy your breakfast. I will catch up on the platform.